Hey, how you guys doing today? Yeah, BC Blue coming at you. Uh, been doing a little remodeling, getting a home office together. You gotta have real good dedicated place for you to concentrate. That you can get some quiet that you can work at when you're setting up your home business. If you don't have that, you need to find it. Gotta have it. You got to have it. And I've had this set up since about 1996 or so, because when you bootstrapping, you gotta save everywhere you can. You gotta save everywhere you can. And when I first started out trying to, I was working and trying to have my own business at the same time. I went and spent too much on office space, way too much. And I learned that, hey, the best way to do it is to have a virtual office that you can use when you need to meet with clients and stuff like that. You pay by the hour, pay by the day. You can even have a desk that you rent out by the month. Pay about $250 a month, $300 a month. You have that. I got my PO box, but you're gonna need more space. So you need a place in your home. One room in your home dedicated to your home office. Someplace where you don't have any furniture that's not related to the business. You don't want a bed in there. You don't want a closet in there. You don't want no storage, no nothing. Just 100% dedicated office space. Where you can just do what you need to do. So, that's pretty much where I'm at. And, I don't want to belabor the point. You want to watch your costs. So, over the years, I've put about 50 grand into my home office. Put a lot of money into it, and I'm still not happy with it. I'm trying to convert another place, but you got to get agreement. Everybody has to be in agreement. I use the Florida room a lot, but you get disturbed. You get disturbed. People come in and out, so you need to have that extra space. Now, the main focus, I would say today, my main focus is probably on because I always like to bring something new. Yeah, we talk about the home office. You get a deduction from the IRS. You got to figure out the percentage. So you can't get a deduction for having one. It's a real smart thing to do. You save some money, and you get a deduction for the percentage of your square footage that's dedicated to your home office. So if you got a 2,000 square feet home and 10% of it is for your home office, that's about, you could deduct 10% of all your expenses. If you got a bigger square footage, you can get a bigger. If it's 20%, you get 20% deduction. So that's like the nuts and bolts, because you're gonna need that. Now, moving forward, because I like to focus on things that you can relate to. You got to be able to relate to it. They got to be simple concepts. As you're able to save and you're able to invest in your business, that's when you start coming up. You start coming up. You start making that money, and you invest it. You save it. You can compound, and that's compounding. That's like the magic. The magic. That's what makes money for you. When you compound your money, you compound your savings, compound your investings. Your income start growing. That's where you make that money. You start reaching out to people. A lot of people start trying to network with you, trying to build multi-level marketing type deals. You get your income. You can invest in some stocks. I only buy the big ones, Exxon, Walmart, Union Pacific. I only invest in big companies that pay a steady dividend, steady dividend. You know, that's what I invest in. And as you're able to do that, you want to do it in an IRA, individual retirement account, so that you can never lose that money. You're just building it up. You keep building it up, build it up. More money. You get that magic of compounding. You build that generational wealth. That's how you want to do it. You work, you have your part-time business, you have multiple income streams. You reach out and you start helping other people. And that's what I'm doing right now. The more people that you can reach out to, the more people that you can help, the better off you're going to be in the process. Because no one person's an island, so you want to help as many people as you can, pull in as many people as you can. And that's what's going to take you everywhere that you want to go. You want to reach out, help out, open some doors, get some people going. We talk about background. You got to know who you're dealing with. Take your time, do all your checks, look at everything, credit history, medical history, get to know all the family, all the friends. You want to know as much as possible, because in the business world, basically, you can't trust too many people. You cannot trust too many people. You end up having to, because you can't do everything yourself. You got to use vendors. You got to use eventually employees and things like that, because you can't do everything yourself. So if you're gonna have to, you have to make sure that you cover yourself. You mitigate that risk by doing your homework, doing your due diligence, getting as much information as possible. And if you have any red flags, you just pass. But if all the checks are good, then that's a good situation that you can build off of. Because basically, it only takes one mistake to kill you. When you're out there by yourself, it's not like a big corporation. They can make mistakes all day, all night, and still be doing good because they got so much money behind them. But you're a small businessman, small business person. You can't afford to be making too many mistakes, so you're going to be out of business. And the name of the game is survival. And you want to catch that wave, ride that wave, take it all the way in, ride that wave, ride it. And right now we're about to enter the greatest, I said it, we're about to enter one of the greatest periods to be in business, to have your own business. We got baby boomers getting older. You could benefit off of that. Death care industry, there's a lot of trends, a lot of big money that's going to be made right there. Senior facilities, taking care of seniors, daycare for seniors, senior housing. There's just a lot of money to be made in that. And also, we reach for the youth too. We got the youth, the millennial generation X. They got a lot of things that they're into, so helping them out can also be very profitable. And that's what you want to do. You want to combine trends, find out what's hot, and just kind of ride it. So I'm pretty much going to sign out right now. You know how to reach me, and if you have any questions, send them in, because I'm here. We're here to open up doors, help as many people as possible to build their business, build their income. So see you later.